hey there, and welcome to another video. This time it's going to be another one on Bible prophecy and apologetics, kind of the culmination or the collision of Bible prophecy and apologetics. Now, we know we can't prove the Bible from cover to cover, and we know it's something we take by faith. There's a lot of things we can't prove. We've never seen God. We've never seen Jesus ourselves. We've never seen, pictures or videos of the historical events recorded in Scripture. So there is an element of, obviously, we have to take it at face value. We believed, as it says in 2 Timothy 3:16, that all Scripture is God-breathed. It's inspired. It's given to us. It's revealed from the Creator. So the way some people put it is, we have faith seeking understanding. So we obviously come to the Bible by faith as believers. So I'm not trying to paint the picture that we can factualize anybody into belief. It definitely is a heart issue, something that we need the Lord to draw us and to open up our eyes and that kind of thing. But I love it when there's archaeological discoveries or other things of an apologetic nature that lend credence to the Bible, just so that we can answer maybe somebody who's seeking the Lord but doesn't know what evidence there is that the Bible is from God or that it's accurate historically or scientifically or whatever. So these are things not so much to leverage as an argument for a skeptic. Anyone who's truly a skeptic, I pray that they would watch this and take into consideration the discoveries we're talking about and how they support Scripture. But for the believer, it does encourage us to know that there's historical evidence for our faith. In other words, it's not a blind leap of faith. We don't have to check our brains at the door. It's faith based on reality, based on history. It's a reasonable faith when you look at the details. So that's kind of my intent on looking at some of these archaeological discoveries. And go check out the other videos. I recorded a couple kind of key archaeological findings. Today I'm talking about another one. Actually, it's two, but it's related to one person in the Bible. And the first one I want to talk about is the Nabonidus Chronicle. Now, again, back in ancient times, they did not write stuff on paper that they wanted to be around for a long time. They would either carve it in stone or carve it on clay and then bake the clay so that it would be more permanent. So that's what this is. The Nabonidus Chronicle was discovered in 1879. And like many of the other ones we're looking at, I believe this one's also in the British Museum, and you can find it there. But the reason this one's important is it's related to, and the other one we're going to look at, is it's related to another one related to the book of Daniel. And this one is related more to chapter 5 with Belshazzar, who, if you remember the handwriting on the wall, and I won't unpack that whole story, but basically they're throwing a pagan party using the utensils that they took from Jerusalem, and they're kind of defiling them. And then there's handwriting on the wall. He calls Daniel in to interpret what the handwriting was because he's really scared. And Daniel brings the news that basically you're about to lose your kingdom. But here's why it's important. In Daniel 5, 3 times in Daniel 5, chapter verse 7, verse 16, and verse 29, once he interprets this, Belshazzar tells him, "I'll make you third in the kingdom." So critics for a long time, Bible critics who don't believe anything in Scripture until there's something extra biblical that corroborates it, said for the longest time, well, why would he put Daniel in third instead of second if he was the king? Well, come to find out, we learned from this Nabonidus Chronicle and also the other discoveries, the Nabonidus Cylinder, which was discovered in 1854 by a gentleman named John George Taylor. And that's definitely in the British Museum. But anyway, both of these, and the cylinder was a round, full cylinder of the recorded chiseled words, and then the chronicles more like a flat, like a tombstone looking kind of thing with text on the front. But all of them were records. The purpose was to record events and developments in that king's lifetime. So what we find is these are both related to King Nabonidus. As it turns out, Belshazzar was his son, and there was a 10-year period we learned from these two discoveries where Nabonidus was off-site, but he was gone for 10 years and left his son Belshazzar in charge. And for example, here's one, and by the way, obviously they worshipped pagan deities and stuff like that. They basically worship demons and didn't even realize it. But here's an inscription from the Nabonidus Cylinder that Nabonidus wrote, specifically naming Belshazzar and saying that it's his son. As for me, Nabonidus, king of Babylon, save me from sinning against your great Godhead. And by the way, he's praying to a false god here named Sin. Kind of ironic. To sinning against your great Godhead, and grant me as a present the long days of life. And as for Belshazzar, my eldest son, my offspring, instill a reverence for your great Godhead in his heart, and may he not commit any cultic mistake. It's kind of wild. They're being cultic and doing cultic things, but they're praying against being cultic. It's kind of ironic. But he says, may he be granted a life of plenitude. So we find in the Nabonidus Chronicle and the Nabonidus Cylinder key details about what went on in that kingdom, where Nabonidus was, and that Belshazzar was in charge at this time. Same time frame we learned about in this account in the book of Daniel. So once again, it just goes to show another archaeological discovery that corroborates what was in Scripture all along. The dates line up, the details line up. As is always the case whenever something is found that can be tied to a particular time frame in the Middle East, that levels or corresponds to a biblical story. So pretty cool, pretty neat. I'll keep sharing these. I'm trying to keep them short and sweet. There's a lot more detail I could add to those, but wanted to kind of just give you an overview, just so these are short and easy to share and easy to send to your friends and family. Please like, share, subscribe, and also sign up for my newsletter. Go to toddhampson.com, sign up for my newsletter. We got some really cool news breaking soon. Next month, we're going to reveal some neat things we're working on. So keep an eye out for that. Sign up for my newsletter, toddhampson.com. And please go like, share, and subscribe this video and send it to your friends and family who you think might be encouraged by this, whose faith might be built up, or might think more about the incredible, reasonable faith that we have. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.